You're listening to Mentoring Developers. Do I need a college degree? Did that degree from Dayton, that really help you in your getting your job or advancing in your career?
Well, I think for me, yeah, it did. Because my first job wasn't anything glamorous. I had an internship my junior year. And I happened to get on with a company that was in the Dayton area that wrote the office management software for eye doctors and plastic surgeons and a handful of others. But the people that I met as a part of that are still people that I look up to as software developers. I learned so much from that internship. Now, so that for me, that I learned quite a bit. And I think I'm the kind of person who can pull positive, learn from just about any experience. I pull the positive out of things. I'm a half full kind of guy. But I know a lot of people who have been successful, incredibly successful, without going through a formal degree at all. I think there's so many different ways to get into this experience as a software developer, programmer, whatever you want to call it. There are so many paths to get into this industry. And it's so accessible to so many people that it's really changed the landscape of education quite a bit, and the expectations of education quite a bit. So yeah, I think for me, it certainly created opportunities for me, and it certainly put me in a position to be where I am today. Every position that I've had since, I feel like has built on the previous position that I've been in, and I've been able to grow my experiences at every place that I've been. And you're right, I have had a number of jobs in between. I was a consultant for, probably 8 or 9 years out of the last 14. And that kind of, with that expectation, with that kind of position, you have to learn all the time, because you're constantly being dropped into new types of situations and new companies. And that's as much about learning the software and the tech as it is about learning the companies, the people, the situations, the domains, all of that. So yeah, there's a lot to it. But I do think that people can be very successful and they can get into this industry without having a formal degree in software development. I look at the folks that are at Sparkbox, and I can count one to a handful of people who'd had completely tangential careers, a totally different career. We have at least 2 music majors here, a math major. There's a couple of English majors, I think, that are all some of the best software developers I've ever worked with. And they obviously came kind of around through a different path than I did.
Do you think that's a factor at all? So are you suggesting that that a degree is not a factor, or are you suggesting that perhaps it is better to have a different degree because it maybe, gives you a certain discipline and teaches you certain skills that are actually helpful in being a software engineer?
I think it can give you a lot of skills. I think the software industry is so interesting and so unique right now in the way that it moves, and the type of tech that's coming up and the type of innovations that are occurring across the industry make it really hard for formal education institutions to build a curriculum that really sets people apart or sets people out to become successful as workaday software developers. It's a real challenge. I think you can learn a lot. I think I use some of the things that I've learned, or at least the things that I learned at the University of Dayton in the computer science curriculum that they had there. I use some of those things to understand the environment that I work in. But no, I don't think it's a prerequisite to get into the software development community and to be a part of the software development community by any stretch of the imagination. There's been a lot of innovations around filling this talent gap that we have in this industry. You've got apprenticeships, you've got boot camps, you've got the formal side of things, you've got services like Code School and Pluralsight and all these other tools out there where you can go and learn. You have Railsbridge. another one that's out there that, and some of these are, for pay models, where you're going to get paid, like an apprenticeship. At least the Sparkbox apprenticeship is a paid one. You've got, things where you got the systems or the services like, the boot camps where you pay a pretty high price to go and learn really fast. And they all put out different, types of skill sets and types of developers that can go then into an organization and be productive in different ways.
I think what I'm hearing is that the software development industry as a whole is bending over backwards to fill the positions. They're trying everything that they can. Obviously, they're not able to find people, so then there is this whole industry of training people who are not necessarily qualified, but they can quickly get up to speed, and there's the opportunity for new developers or people who are even just thinking about it and they have interest in this. They can get into this industry a lot easier than any other industry that we can think of, correct? I think
you're 100% right there. I think there is an amazing amount of momentum in different learning styles and different training styles to get people up to speed and build their skills so that they can become software developers. Do I think everyone can become a successful software developer? Probably not. I do believe that there are certain people and certain types of people who, I don't know what those are, but I do think there are certain people that are capable of being more successful than others in the software development community. But the ecosystem is building out there. There is a lot going on to help folks get up to speed in the software development community that doesn't require a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree or whatever it is to become successful and to get that first job.
For show notes and transcripts, visit us at mentoringdevelopers.com.